Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a little story, information and trip kind of summary. I recently went to the Worley National Model Railway Exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham, and I went last year as well, and things are kind of moving and happening. So last time I did a full kind of vlog of my trip, so if you want to see that, look back in my videos approximately a year ago from now. But this time I went with my dad and we had a nice little trip. I took him for his birthday, and there's a couple of pictures and a little bit of video from the trip. So of course we went on that kind of monorail type vehicle. It's not actually a monorail, there's two rails and it looks like it's a cable car system. We went and had a great time. Now, what I want to talk about a little bit is what kind of happened while I was there. So, in the Discord, I was sending pictures from the event, most of the pictures that you've seen now as well. And I also sent a picture of this. So I made a purchase, and that purchase represents something. Last time when I was there, I was going to check out what had been happening in the hobby, what had changed, what was new, and because I've been away from the hobby for a very long time, not since really I was a kid, have I really dabbled in model railways. Now, I made a tiny one for my wedding. We did a little train going around the suite table, which was fun, but technically that didn't count. It's not a proper model railway, and yeah, I'm thinking that I might want to get back into the hobby, and after last year I made the decision that I do want to get back into the hobby. But the problem was that I still didn't know what I was going to do, what I wanted to do. And what I did is I bought one of these train engines you see here. I bought the N-gauge MacLeod. That was to go with an 00 gauge MacLeod that I've got, so now I've got one of each. And the question for me then was, what gauge am I going to do for my model railway layout? Because it's kind of a pretty big decision, because looking at all the different things that were there, it's very split. And also there's lots of other gauges that aren't as popular, and also TT120 came out pretty much last year when I arrived there. But this year, looking at all the layouts, some of them for the second time, and browsing the stores, I made a decision, and that's what this purchase represents. So, in this bag, I have a carriage, and that carriage is for the loco of the gauge that I chose. So last year, I went to see what was going on in the hobby and check out how things are going, and I made the decision that I wanted to build a model railway. This year, I made the decision of what gauge I'm going for, and there it is, on the corner of the box. Yes, it's going to be N gauge. So let's put this with its loco. There we go. Fantastic. Exactly where it needs to be. So this is relatively symbolic. This is now me saying, okay, here's the start of a collection. Here's the start of something. And I've spoken to a few people on the Discord and had a chat with the Viewer Plus subscribers and stuff. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have another channel. I think if I'm going to build a model railway and I'm going to make videos and streams about it, it's going to be something that's significantly different enough from what I already do and have to have its own channel. It's going to be a slow project. It's not going to be a, hey, here's a weekly video. It's going to be, hey, here's a video or stream when something happens. And there could be massive gaps. So I will pass out details of this new channel at some point when I start creating it. But what my plan is to go back to the same exhibition next year, and that's where I'm going to make my decision about how I'm going to control this layout. There was a lot of different things about electronics, power, DCC, and all the computer software that is now available that just wasn't a thing when I was in the hobby previously. So I'm going to do a lot of research, and I'm going to look into it when I'm there, and I will purchase my first DCC control system, or at least the start of it anyway. And that will be kind of the start of the beginning of the actual construction, building of a model railway. Now we're going to do a test one first, a test railway. And a test model railway, no scenery. It's all track, turnouts, points motors, signals, obviously the engines, the stock, and the power. It's that. It's not. There's no buildings or grass or animals and things like that. So a sceneryless railway. And I've got nowhere to do it. This office is perfect for what I do. It's got a nice little bit of studio here in the corner where I work and stream. I've got all my storage up here, which is full at the moment. And this space in the middle of the room here is used primarily for moving things in and out. It's a good temporary storage. Also, it's where I can do my VR. There's not really the railway for it. So what we're going to do, we're going to put it on this desk that I'm sat at now. There's a bit of room across the back, and also you can see this bit over here up to about there. So it's going to come round. Now at the moment my 3D printer is there and the stuff that I need for 3D printing. So what we're going to do is, you see this section at the back here, there's currently 4 crates in that section, okay? 2 of the crates are on the floor down here at the moment. Like I say, things get moved around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort my loft out so that I've got room for some storage in it, which there isn't at the minute. It's not properly boarded. Some of this stuff is going to get archived to the loft. I'm going to clear that section, move the 3D printer across, and we're going to have a model railway that starts over here, comes all the way around to this side of my desk. Okay, it's not going to be big, it's not going to be complex, but it's going to be our pre-railway. It's going to be our starter. If it was a TV show, it might be the prologue or something. I don't know. It would be the test episode. And then what we'll do is we'll work out where and how I can build a big proper one afterwards. So, what you can expect. Sometime between now and Novemberish next year, there'll be a new channel. There will be the start of some videos, because we're going to do research and planning building up to this. And I would expect, because I'm expecting the exhibition to be in November next year, I would expect that's when we'd probably run our first train on the first piece of test track. And then we can maybe start construction of this kind of initial model railway at the beginning of 2025. So this is definitely a long-term project. Now, if you've got any thoughts, ideas, or questions about any of that, I would love to hear about it. But this is less of an announcement, more of a kind of foundation of what's going to be coming and how it might happen. I suppose it's kind of an announcement, but it's more about the journey of the story of how this has come about. And who knows, maybe more model railway exhibitions later, I will have a lot more different things to do. I am planning an interesting layout, okay, in terms of the final one. The layout. When I talk about the layout, I'm talking about the one after around my desk. I might keep the one on my desk, just because I think it'd be cool to have trains running around on my desk. But I'm thinking about when we do the main model railway, I want you guys and the community to be involved as well. So we'll be looking at seeing if we can integrate maybe my website with the software to see if we can have you guys control the model railway from home between you as a community, and things like that, with cameras and streams, and yeah, lots of ideas, but a long-term project. A long-term project. So if you want to join me for that ride, keep an eye out on the social media and stuff. I'm sure if you've found this video, you're probably going to find all the other stuff that's coming up. But there we go. We now have a actual representation of my commitment to the gauge that we're going to be using, and I look forward to more. So, like I said, thoughts, ideas and questions down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. But for now, goodbye.